Let me just get this out of the way right off the top. So, you know, at some point in this video, everybody can take issue with me, but I've been a long-time believer in this. Feelings, yours, mine, while they may be important to us, and in many cases your feelings are important to me, should not be the basis for legislation. Feelings don't necessarily make for good policy. That does not negate your feelings, but it's a gentle, friendly, grown-up reminder that your feelings, while invited to the show, shouldn't necessarily have a backstage pass. Canada has banned the musicians in the crew kneecap. Settle down. Let me talk about this. Because of their direct appeals to stop what's happening in Gaza, a position that millions of Canadians share. And the member of the government who made this decision made some pretty serious statements and allegations about the band that they have refuted from the very beginning. And I can confirm this because they have refuted them to me directly. So if that's the case, why the move? Well, the government rep talked about stopping hate. We're adults here. No matter where you sit politically, you know that this ban does not protect anyone, but rather protects a very specific political narrative, which is intellectually absurd, but it's also a cynical game of conflating criticism of government or a military's actions with bigotry, just to shut down a debate. And if you're freaking out right about now, I'd ask you to consider two things. One, throughout history, what are the kinds of governments that try to shut these conversations down? And two, shouldn't a functioning democracy compassionate dissent, but require it to survive? The government isn't protecting anybody's values. It's betraying one of the most important ones, the right to speak up if you think something's wrong. They're choosing silencing over the messy, complicated, and absolutely essential noise of freedom. And I don't want to be the guy that has to remind the government, but that's your job. Your job is not to shut down the dissent, but to learn from it. And yeah, it is a staggering double standard to silence the people trying to keep kids alive while conveniently ignoring or even supporting the narrative that targets the civilians and the humanitarians and the media. And again, kneecap's position is shared by millions of Canadians. This is not protecting anybody. This is betraying an essential freedom. Now, how's this for a little hole in the tea bag as it spills all over the place? Did this government representative give the PMO all the proper information? Were people misled? Did somebody go rogue? Well, that's some of the speculation out there. And if that's the case, was the government blindsided? Well, who's in charge? If you don't like the message and you don't like the messenger, that is totally fine. You're allowed to get mad at me. You're allowed to get mad at them. But the principle is they have to be able to say it. Although demanding the end of the slaughter of civilians seems like an easy principle to get behind. You're welcome to engage in the comments. But just know, Grandpa Rick Sanchez, your boos mean nothing to me because I've seen what makes you cheer. But you still get to do it.